vanishing folklore and beliefs.
Legged Steed from West Irish Folktales and Romances, public domain reading. There was a king and a queen, and they had but one son. The queen died, and he married another queen. The queen was good to the child, and she took care of him till he was a young man. She sent him away to learn chivalry, and when he came home there was great joy upon the queen. When he had rested at home, he and the huntsman went hunting on the mountain. They found no game at all. They then came to the lake, and they sat down on a height beside the lake. They saw 3 swans coming towards the height, and they rested on the lake. They swam in under the place where they were sitting, and they came on the shore. They threw off them the transforming caps, and there arose 3 maidens. One woman was very comely. They came up to the young men, and the comely woman was there. She and the king's son were talking until night. When they were going, she asked him if he would be there the next day. He said that he would. The woman went on to the shore, and they put on their transforming caps. They went away as 3 swans. The young men came home, and there was great joy upon the young queen. She asked the huntsman what kind of sport they had. He said they had none at all, and that 3 swans came from the eastern direction, and that they had settled on the lake, that they swam into the place where they were sitting, and that they rose up on the beach, and that they threw off the transforming caps, and that they arose upon as 3 maidens, that one of them was very beautiful, and that he himself and the king's son were talking with the girl. The young queen said that they were done with his master. "I will give you 5 pounds if you put the slumber pin in his clothes. He will fall asleep then. She won't get a word of talk from him. He will be sleeping." The young man said that he would do it, and they took their supper. They went to lie down. When day came, they arose. They washed themselves, and they took their breakfast. They went hunting. They found no sport at all till they came to the lake. They sat down on a pretty hillock. They saw the 3 swans coming. They settled on the lake, and they came in on the shore. They threw off them the transforming caps, and there arose 3 maidens. When the son of the king and the huntsman sat down, the huntsman put the slumber pin in his clothes, and he then fell asleep. The girls came up, and they sat by his side. "Great is the sleep that's on your master today." "That is no wonder for him," said the huntsman. "He does not sleep one night at home, but is out rambling and courting." She was shaking him to wake him, and she failed to wake him till it was time for her to be going. She said to the young man, "Tell your master we will come here tomorrow. Unless he is awake tomorrow to speak to us, we will come no more." They then went away, and they put on their transforming caps, and they went away again in the form of 3 swans. The young man took out the slumber pin from his master's clothes. The young master awoke, and they then went home. He was not speaking a word. The young queen asked the huntsman how it happened with him today. He said it happened well, and that he put him asleep today. "A good man you are," said she. "Here are 5 pounds more for you. do the same tomorrow." They took their supper, and they went to lie down. When the day came on the morrow, they arose and took their breakfast. The king's son said to the huntsman that he would not go with him today, and that he was doing something or other to him. "It is not I," said the huntsman. The king's son went out, and the huntsman followed him. When they were coming near the lake, he could not fasten the slumber pin in him. When they were coming to the place where they sat, he threw the slumber pin, and he got it fastened in his frock. The young master fell asleep in the instant. The huntsman took hold of him and drew him to the place where they used to sit. He sat down by his side, and the 3 swans came. The 3 swans settled on the lake, and they swam in to the shore. The swans threw off the transforming caps, and they arose as 3 beautiful maidens. They came again to the place where the young men were. "Is your master asleep today?" "He is. He has not slept a wink at home for 3 nights." The swan maiden was shaking him to try if she could wake him, and she failed. When she was going, she said, "Say to your master that he will never see sight of me while streams run or grass grows." The 3 swan women went away. The huntsman took out the slumber pin, and the young master awoke. He looked up at the sun. Night was at hand. He asked where the 3 maidens were that day, and the young man said they were. "What did they say when they were going?" "They said you would never have sight of them while streams run or grass grows." The young master was angry and said, "Don't come near me, huntsman, or I will kill you." Fear would not let the huntsman come near him. They then went home. The young queen asked the young man, were the swan maidens with him that day? And the young man said that they were. "What did they say to you?" "They said you would not see sight of them while streams run or grass grows," said the young master. "You are done with her," said the queen. They took their supper then and went to lie down. When the day came, he arose and washed. He took his breakfast and said goodbye to them. He said he would not sleep a second time for 1 night in one house, and that he would wear his legs to his knees till he got one sight of the swan woman. He went with himself then, and was walking till it was night. He saw not a house at all that would give him lodging. He saw one house on the side of a hill, one feather giving it support and shelter, and he went into the house. A hoarse beast spoke to him from the side. He gave welcome to the son of the king of Erin. "Go down to the fire and warm yourself. When you have warmed yourself, go to the room, and there is food and drink on the table. Don't be afraid of anything at all. Nothing will happen to you till morning. When you have eaten enough, come down and lie here on the grass under my head, that I may talk with you." He came down and sat on the grass. "Have no wonder at anything you see?" It was not long till he heard a troop coming into the house. 3 seals came in. They came into the room, and they threw off the transforming caps, and they sat down to dinner. The son of the king wondered when he saw the 3 seals coming in. It was not long till he heard them talking and laughing. Said the eldest of them, If I had the son of the king of Erin here, I would give on him a gift. I would give him an apple. There is not a going astray, nor any trouble. Let him throw the apple in the air. There would come a court and castle in the track. There would come food and drink in the track. Said the second son, If I had the son of the king of Erin here, I would give him a ring, and there is not a battle or breaking that would come on him. Let him raise the ring between himself and his enemies. He would blind them and kill them all. And said the son that was youngest, If I had the son of the king of Erin here, I would give him the 9-legged steed for his riding. Get up now, said the 9-legged steed. Get up and shake yourself out of the grass. Go forward. You will find 3 champions as handsome as ever you saw. Salute them as politely as you can, and tell them you hope that they will not be the worse than their promise. He went forward and saluted the 3 champion seals. He took them by the hand. He sat in their company till morning. When the day came, they were going. They left a breakfast on the table, and they gave him the 3 gifts. They went then and put on the transforming caps, and went away in the form of 3 seals. The son of the king came down then and sat under the beast's head. Now, said the 9-legged steed, I have one fault, that a rider never gets on me, but I must throw him 3 times. When you take your breakfast, get a saddle and bridle, and then put them upon me. Take me down to the soft ground, and go riding on me, and I must throw you. He took his breakfast. He went riding on her then. She asked him if he was ready. He said he was. I will throw you as gently and quietly as I can. The 9-legged steed walked a couple of steps. She lifted her rump and flung him. The young master was jerked up into the air and fell down on the back of his head. She came about him. I believe you are killed. I am not, said he. I am none the worse. You are a good man, said the 9-legged steed. If you stand 2 other tumbles, I will never throw you again. When the young master was rested, he went riding again. She lifted her rump again and jerked him into the air. She came about him to see if he was killed. I believe you are killed. I am none the worse, said he. If you stand 1 more tumble, I will never throw you again. He rested himself and went riding again. She asked him if he was ready, and he said he was. She flung him again and tossed him into the air, and he fell down on the back of his head. She looked about to see if he was alive. Now, said she, I will never throw you again. Now, when you are rested and you run to your riding, do not pull the bridle on my head. I know where you are going. I will bring you to the place you are drawing to. The 9-legged steed stretched herself up to her full speed and red running, so that she took the hill at a leap, the glen at a standing jump, so that she overtook the wind that was before her, and the wind behind her did not overtake her, till the cups of her 2 knees were rubbing her 2 jaws bare, so greatly she was running, till she came to the door of the king. "Give me to no one, whatever, till a red boy comes," said the 9-legged steed. The king rose out, and he gave a welcome to the son of the king of Erin. Boys came up to the horse to put her in the stable. However, he did not give her to them. A red boy came. He asked would he give her to him. The 9-legged steed told him to give her. They came into the parlour. He got dinner then, and he was eating and drinking till it was well on in the night. The king said then that he had an island, that he had gained nothing by it for a long time, that oases were risen up on it. "I am not going to give my daughter to anyone who does not kill them and clear the island." "We will throw a look around tomorrow," said the son of the king of Erin. When he took breakfast on the morrow morning, he went out to the 9-legged steed. She told him what was to be done. "Put saddle and bridle on me, go riding on me. There are 3 miles of sea between the land and the island. I will clear the 3 miles in a single leap. Tie me to the stump of a tree." She went forward then, and he had the ring in his hand. The first owas man that met him, he raised the ring between himself and him and blinded him. He was killing and slaughtering till he killed the last on the island. He went down to the 9-legged steed. He went riding on her then, and she cleared the 3 miles. She told him not to look behind him till he came to the king's door. When he came up to the gate, there was thunder and lightning, and he thought the mid-heaven was falling, such was the rattle. There was a great sink of mud at the door of the hen-wife, and when he was going past by the door, he looked behind her to see if there was anything. He fell into the mud and filth. He got up with dirt and sores on his skin. He was all covered with them. The daughter of the hen-wife asked leave of her mother to pull him in, or the pigs would tear him apart. Her mother told her to do it, and she pulled him in. She put a wisp of straw under him. He asked her to go under the window of the green on her 2 knees. "Ask the girl, is there anything at all to do me good, if she hopes to see the man she left behind at the fountain?" The girl said, "Go into my father's garden. There is a well of fresh water there. There are rushes beside the well. Pull 3 stalks, cut the white root and get a bowl. Raise the full of the bowl out of the well, and rub the white roots in the water until they are melted. Then rub the water to his skin. He will be as well as he ever was." She rubbed the water then on every part of his body. He was as well as he ever was, and he had nothing to put on him but old clothes. There was a butler in the great house. He saw the king's son falling. He ran to the place and took away his clothes. He threw him his own clothes. The king's son had nothing to put on him but the butler's clothes. So he went to the house of the king, and he was at work like a butler. The butler was in the king's house in the place of the son of the king of Erin. The king thought it was the son of the king of Erin that was with him. He published word through the island to come to the wedding. The gentlemen were gathered the next day. They went fowling. The king's son was carrying the dog's food, and there came a mist on the hill, and they had lost their way. They said they would be lost. The man who was carrying the dog's food said to the king that if he would give him his daughter in marriage, he would save them all till morning. The king said his daughter was given to a gentleman who had come there. The gentleman then said that they would all be dead in the morning, and it was better for him to tell a lie and to save them. "Well, I will give you my daughter if you save us," said the king. He threw down the bag with the dog's food, and then he got the apple that he had as a gift. He threw the apple into the air. Where the apple fell, there rose a court and a castle. There came food and drink for enough for 100 men. They were hungry, and they ate enough and drank enough. Then they fell asleep. When they woke in the morning, they were lying in a smooth flat of rushes, and they were sweating. There was great joy on them. The gentleman then said he should get the woman. When the butler came, he had no wife to get, and he was vexed. He went home then, and the woman who was in the greenawn said she would not marry a man at all, but the man who would ride the 9-legged steed under the window of the greenawn. The report went out through the island that any man at all who would ride the 9-legged steed had the king's daughter to get. The people were all gathered, and there was a gathering there. The red boy brought out the 9-legged steed under the windows of the greenawn. The butler would not let anyone ride till he went riding himself the first time. Then he went riding on her. The 9-legged steed asked him if he was ready, and he said he was. She lifted her rump and jerked him up into the air. He fell and was killed. Then there was another rider, and he went riding. The 9-legged steed played the same trick with him. She was there, and no one at all was going to ride on her. The king's son went and bought himself clothes. He put them on. He went riding then on the 9-legged steed. She walked up and down under the windows of the greenawn, and she stirred nor head nor foot. The lady was looking out of the window. When she saw him riding, she knew him, and she came down. She ran out, and they caught hold of each other by the hands, and there was great joy on her that she saw him. She smothered him with kisses and drowned him with tears. She dried him with the finest clothes and with silk. Came the priest of the patens and the clerk of the bells, and the pair were married. When they were married, there were 3 champions there. They asked him if he knew them. He said that he knew them, that it was they that gave him the gifts. There came a beautiful girl then. She asked him if he knew her. He said he did not know her. "Well," said she, "I was in the place of the 9-legged steed, and those are my 3 brothers, and I am sister to them. We were all under spells till your wife was married. I found the ford. They were the stepping stones. They were drowned, and I came away."